Modern AI is mesmerizing because it speaks so well. It writes with a smooth, flowing rhythm that mimics human thought. But that fluency can be deceptive. We assume there is rigorous logic underneath, but under professional pressure, that illusion shatters into pieces. This friction becomes visible when fluent AI is deployed into high-consequence environments. In legal review, financial due diligence, or corporate governance, the stakes are concrete. In these spaces, a wrong answer isn't a curiosity, it's an operational liability. If you look closely at ordinary AI outputs in these settings, the market pain is obvious. A model might drift away from its assigned task, hallucinate facts, or hide internal contradictions. These models often lack the basic proof discipline required for serious work. These repeated failures are expensive. When uncontrolled generation leads to errors in audit or strategy, the enterprise market stops looking for better text generators and starts looking for a way to control the process itself. The energetic paradigm, or EP, provides a structural operating framework to govern how AI performs work. It focuses on the mechanics of the process rather than the wording of the response. Trusting unverified fluency in high-stakes workflows creates unpredictable risks. To move from simple generation to reliable execution, AI requires a system that makes every step of the work deductive, auditable, and stable. EP achieves this by changing the unit of analysis. It shifts the focus away from the final finished paragraph and toward the internal architecture that built it. This happens through a specific function stack. The first phase is defining the space. Using boundary formation and world model construction, EP draws a hard line between what belongs inside the system and what must remain outside. This keeps the AI grounded in the specific environment it is supposed to act within. Next, the framework structures the problem. Through representation formation and state and path representation, the system maps out exactly where things stand, defines the desired endpoint, and identifies which pathways are actually open or blocked. EP then controls the journey. Functions like reasoning path control, constraint recognition, and transition conditions prevent the model from drifting into nearby associations. It forces the AI to navigate real-world constraints and prove that its proposed route is feasible before it takes a single step. By establishing these rigid boundaries and mapping constraints before the work begins, EP identifies the structural failure points that lead to unreliable outputs. Once a path is established, the work enters a gauntlet of logic and proof. EP deploys deductive reasoning, proof discipline, contradiction detection, and causal mechanism mapping. These functions force conclusions to follow logically from declared premises, exposing weak assumptions so that claims cannot survive on the strength of persuasive language alone. Because even structured systems face pressure, EP includes security mechanisms. Functions like failure mode identification, stability testing, and feedback loop control proactively classify how a system might break or loop. If a breakdown occurs, the self-correction loop turns that failure into classified feedback for the next run. To keep the work grounded, EP uses resource flow mapping, runs incentive analysis, and governance binding. This connects the AI's capabilities to the real-world resources and human accountability required to make the work useful. By running messy, highly ambiguous inputs through this 20-function stack, the system transforms them into highly controlled, inspectable results. This method allows AI to be deployed in environments that require zero tolerance for error, where every claim must be backed by an auditable path. When an AI output survives this process, it is no longer just a one-off draft. It becomes a hardened, reliable asset that can be audited and reused. This leads to the final stage, scalability architecture. EP converts these 20 functions into repeatable operating logic that can be applied across different teams and different projects. While the specific data changes, whether it's a financial spreadsheet or a legal brief, the underlying ways that AI fails tend to recur. Problems like logic drift, unsupported assumptions, and boundary confusion appear across almost every domain. Because these structural failures are consistent, EP solutions are also consistent. They scale into standardized enterprise checklists, workflow quality gates, and agent policies that work whether the AI is analyzing a contract or drafting a strategy. This creates a complete lifecycle for enterprise AI. Demand is driven by the cost of failure, execution is handled by the function stack, And scalability is achieved by turning those functions into repeatable modules. The energetic paradigm acts as the operational bridge between raw AI fluency and the rigorous demands of the global economy. It provides a way to use the power of AI without surrendering control, auditability, or truth.